Hi friends. If you click to check out the newest pieces I picked up from Tom Ford's Soleil Neige Holiday 2019 collection, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name is Alicia. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking. If you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. I know, I'm ashamed. I brought Tom Ford up in my Pat McGrath video. I presented Tom Ford as an example of outrageously priced luxury makeup because people were upset at Pat's prices. Although I said Tom Ford was outrageously priced, I never said that I wouldn't buy any of his makeup. It all started with the glow stick in Megeve. All these names will be pronounced the way I hear them on the YouTube pronunciation videos, by the way. You're welcome. And Nordstrom opened here in NYC on 58th and Broadway. Very major for us. Usually Nordstrom is found in the suburbs, a little hard to get to. But now Nordstrom's right smack in the middle of Midtown, where you have several train lines intersecting through. It's just so great and also very dangerous. I stopped by the Tom Ford counter and it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I knew about this collection. I didn't run towards it because I held off. I said, hey, have some reason. They're very expensive. Kept on seeing reviews and I thought, you know what? I rarely buy Tom Ford. Why not? This is a limited edition collection. Some of the pieces really spoke to me. I actually swatched some, I think it was at Saks, and I left with just the glow stick. And I never stopped thinking about those quads and pots. And not yesterday, by this time the video is uploaded, but at the time when I'm recording this, I just had to have these items. I had to. So I bought all 3 quads, the 2 pots, and 1 more glow stick. Yeah, mama's gonna be picking up a few private clients. Let's just say that. I also noticed that all the quads, glow sticks, I'm not sure about the 2 pots. I think the 2 pots as well are sold out on Beautylish from their most recent gift card event. I think people grab those quickly. So if by the time you're watching this video and you already received your quads, pots, and glow sticks, you're a little bit of a panic because you're like, I bought these items. What do I do with them now? How do I work them? Let's do it. I guess I would consider this a review because we will go over details, but I already know I'm gonna love what I'm going to do. I just wanted to come on here and I just wanted to come on here and share my looks with you guys and just play with makeup again with you on camera. So let's get this face ready. I don't have any foundation on. I just realized that. Excuse me. Let's quickly go in with Charlotte's Hollywood Flawless Filter in Tan. That is number 5. I like to just pat this down to help blur and set up my foundation. I already have sunscreen on. Although I'm not outside extensively today, I am still sitting in front of my window, which could lead to sun damage anyway. For my face, I don't even have foundation in the room with me. Oh my god. So this is what we'll do. Shiseido's concealer. This is in 303 medium. Quickly just covering the portions of my face that need to be covered. I'm just using my fingers because I really don't have the time. Going with the 304 medium gel stick concealer. I do like a combination of the two. Wayne Goss number 12 face brush just to help buff that out quickly. 302 concealer on the under eyes. I started shooting without anything on my face. Quick brows, very quick brows. All right, let's go in with the glow sticks first. Now, like I said, I bought Megeve first. This retails for a whopping $55. You get a dual-ended glow stick, which contains a highlighter and blush shade. I've been using Megeve nonstop this past like 2 weeks. I can't even begin to tell you the sophistication of this formula. The highlighter side is easy to apply. I am most impressed by the blush shade and blush formula. The Soleil collection from Tom Ford usually comes packaged in this beautiful metallic glow textured box finish. It is just simply stunning. I know I shouldn't keep boxes, but this is just so hard to throw away, to recycle. to recycle. Quick details, the glow stick weighs in at 0.35 ounces or 10 grams. You're gonna get quite a lot of product in this little stick. Oh, look at that, it's made in Italy. Pleased to report the stick does not contain fragrance, which is one of the reasons why I stayed away from the Guerlain stick. I'm not quite sure the Chanel stick will have fragrance, but I feel like Chanel makeup, a lot of it anyway, has fragrance, so that's why I didn't even bother checking that out. Here is the stick up close. Is all white with the metallic gold lettering. It's just a beautiful presentation of a package, let me tell you, and nice that it has the details on the actual tube. This is again 03 Megeve, which is a ski resort in France that I didn't know of or even visited. Probably will ever, because I don't ski. I like my knees. Here is the glow side of the highlight. We're looking at a beautiful rose gold tone shade. It's very lightweight, very creamy. It does have bits of glitter in here. They are very small particles of it, however, so it does not look heavy or chunky on the skin. The best way, or my favorite way, to apply this highlighter is with fingers, and I have unset concealer on, which is how I usually like to apply this. You could also apply this on powdered skin, which I have done, and it looks beautiful. It doesn't look textured. It doesn't look like you have powder on your skin. What are you doing? But to get the most natural finish, I feel the best application method is to use your fingers. So that is the highlighter side from Megeve. On the cheekbones here. Isn't that so pretty? You can stop here, or as I like to do with a lot of my cream highlighters, is to set it with the powder highlighter. I usually go in with Charlotte's Magic Star highlighter, which has been the winning combo for this week. Next side is the pink blush. This is perhaps the most perfect shade of pink I have ever encountered. It's neutral pink. It's not too warm, it's not too cool in that when I apply it on my cheeks, it does not turn gray or does not look gray cast on my skin. It gives that natural flush of color that just looks from within, like it came from within, and that is very hard to achieve. Sometimes I feel if it's too peachy or too warm, it just looks like I'm hot, but this just looks like I'm flushed. Same way, I'll take another finger. I'm gonna use my index here to lightly apply Megeve. I like to smile so I see what I'm doing. And this type of color I like to wear on the apples of my cheeks, more so here near the nose and less high. What's that? A little too much, but that's okay. The other color you'll see maybe will apply a little higher on the cheekbone. And then I take it in towards the highlighter so they could blend seamlessly together. And look how lightweight that is. It's not too much, it's just enough. If you want more, or I don't have it with me, of course, because I am so disorganized, I also like to use my sponge, and with that I will go directly onto the stick, and then from a stick to sponge, I just go in on the cheeks. There have been times where I powdered my face and then I said, oh, I forgot the cream blush. This blends so beautifully over powder as well, because it's a lightweight texture that dries down to a natural finish. It doesn't stay tacky or sticky on the skin. It just dries down like your skin. And I feel that's optimal, or an optimal formula to have, especially if you're like me and you forget to apply cream products on cream and you set your foundation by accident. You can apply this on powder and it will look beautiful. It just melts with the powder and it still leaves that natural finish. It doesn't look splotchy or uneven, which usually can happen when you apply cream on powder. Like, that's the danger zone. Not with this formula. It's phenomenal. If you want to set this further, I will take a lightweight blush, like let's say, for instance, this is Shiseido's Inner Glow Cheek Powder in Alpine Glow 06. I like to take a long bristled brush. This is Wayne's number 14. It's a very light color, but it's perfect over Megeve because it's similar in tone, but it's gonna set the cream and just kind of enhance that flush effect. It's simply gorgeous. So that's something you can do if you want a little more color from the stick. There you go. Now let's get into Courchevel. Courchevel is another ski resort that I have not been to, or probably will ever visit. Again, 3.5 ounces, 10 grams, made in Italy. Here is the highlighter side. It's a little deeper in tone. There's one other duo that is more peachy in color, and the highlighter, I think a little more icy in tone. These two spoke to me the most. I'm going to cut down the exposure a little for you so you can see the shades better. So again, this is from Megeve, this is from Courchevel, and for the blush side, everyone's like, oh my god, I can't. No, you probably could. This is the deepest tone out of the 3 sticks. This is so beautiful. Let's do it. Let's put you back up. Gotta put you back up. First, I'll apply the highlighter, which I actually like to apply this shade a little lower on my cheekbone. What I'll do is place it here more so than on the highest points of my cheekbone. Since it's a little deeper in color, it gives more of a pinky hue, which I think will work well on the cheekbone, especially if you layer or I layer Megeve on top of the Courchevel. But isn't that gorgeous? It leaves like a nice glistening flush on the very tops of the apples of the cheeks. And now let's go in with the blush side. Definitely go in with the light hand, start real chill, and then you could blast off from there. I'm gonna go directly with the stick. Why not? You can do, again, fingers. If you want to do your sponge, you could do a brush. And then I applied it more on the hollows of the cheeks because with this shade, I feel it's very sculpting in terms of the tone, and it's very sophisticated in terms of the color. Like, it's a beautiful, like, plummy, flushed color. So you see here, we got like the flush story going on, and this is a little more lifted, a little more sophisticated, elegant. If you want, you could refine it further by using your sponge, or again, you can use a brush. I think it's so pretty. If you want to see this on the actual apples of the cheeks, going in with fingers again, smiling so I know where the color is going, and then just using circular pat down motions to disperse the product, spread it a little more. So this is the difference. You have a little more red in tone from Courchevel, and then you have a little more pink from Megeve. But they're both so beautiful, and I think wearable for a wide spectrum of skin tones. Maybe you'll get like a slight flush if you're deeper than me, and I know Erin Nicole tried this. She was highly recommended by Michelle Wong because they collaborated, and then I went to Erin Nicole's video about it, and she's like a lot lighter than me, and this worked out for her. So if you're on the lighter part of the skin spectrum, Courchevel will work, or if you're me or deeper, this will definitely work. And as you can see, you can layer it accordingly. You could adjust the intensity. You could layer on a powder that's similar in color to really make it pop off. But it is simply gorgeous. I think it's just a beautiful flush. The tone is outrageously appropriate for winter. And Megeve, you can't go wrong with Megeve. You can't go wrong with like your medium tone pink. That is like staple. Let's get into these eyes, friends. I bought all 3 quads. It's a lot of money. Tom Ford quads retail for $88 each. You are only getting 4 eyeshadows. Although these shadow textures are his wet dry formula, which I'm not super well versed in the Tom Ford universe, but what that means is that you can wear them wet or dry. But it seems to be, as I saw the overall consensus about this, is the more favorable texture from his shadow collection. He does have traditional mattes, and I think he has maybe metallics and topper shades. I'm not quite sure. It seems that these are the most favored textures from his formula line. So the first one here we have Soleil Neige, which is, what is that? Winter sun? This is the box, which very much likens to the glow stick box. Same gold metallic finish. Just simply breathtaking. And the reason why I insisted on buying these quads, it's because of the white packaging. I believe these quads are limited edition. I was getting a little bit of the FOMO, a little bit. So I dove in real hard. This is just so gorgeous, and of course it's magnetic, so there's no clip clasp. It's just like, and here we have the first quad, which actually I just wanted to get, but I caved and just got all 3. The navy was really calling my name. I just love these tones. They're just so beautifully wintry and rich. They just have a story. I can feel their story. Quad comes with a mirror, And some quick details here. Looking at 0.21 ounces or 6 grams total. Also made in Italy. So let's see. If it's 6 grams total, we got 4. 1.5 grams each. This actually equals out to be what Pat has in her quads. They're 1.5 grams each pan. But that quad is $65. Do these have shade names? I don't think they do. Here's the first shade. We're looking at a beautiful frosty. Ooh, that's nice. I'm just gonna let these speak for themselves. Next up, we got this taupe metallic. Oh, beautiful. Here it is, the navy. The navy. Gorgeous. And lastly, we have this beautiful black shade here. Oh, not bad at all. Look at those shades. They're so smooth. They have sparkle in them. So keep in mind, you're getting a metallic, glitter-like topper formula in all the quads. You don't have a matte present in these quads, so you will rely on another eyeshadow, your bronzer, something if you want to blend these out with, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to go in with these just as is. Okay? That's it. If you want to quickly see a brush swatch with these wet, taking my Soleil builds a 3 with a little spritz. Here is it wet. Ooh, definitely the blue comes out a little bit more when it's applied wet, and you can see the glitter particles a lot more as well. Number 2, we have Soleil et Lune. This is the one with the mint. I think people were really excited about the mint. Like, you really gotta love this type of shade to dig this quad, because this is definitely the pop-off shade for this quad. Let's start out with this gorgeous beige metallic. Ooh, cream colored metallic. Oh, that's really smooth. Here we go. Let's go in with this mint shade. Oh, pretty. So frosty. And this like gray type of gig here. What do we got? Oh, that's gorgeous. So here's Soleil et Lune. Can't wait to play with that quad. And lastly, we have 03 Soleil Hiver. Hiver. I believe this is mostly the bronze colored quad. Can I just quickly say, I'm not turning into a luxury beauty channel. I just really happen to love this collection. I like to buy all types of makeup. I cannot upkeep the luxury channel makeup budget, okay? This is definitely a one-off. Let's go in with this, ooh, peachy metallic. Another beige metallic. Oh, that's pretty. This shade, when I swatched it at Saks for the first time, I nearly died. Oh, so nice. And lastly, we have like this. What is this? A champagne? I don't know. Like, let's see. Ooh. So beautifully smooth. So here's Soleil de Hiver. Lastly, we have the pots. I almost didn't buy these because these are so outrageous. I feel they're even, although cheaper than the quad, just more outrageous because we're looking at the cream and powder eye color duo pot, costing a whopping $65, weighing in at 0.07 ounces or 2.2 grams. Also made in Italy. Here is the box, same design we have for the glow sticks and the quads. Number 11 and 12. Number 11 is Fleur Neige, which I believe translates into winter flower. Here is the quad, same white packaging, but you'll see here is a twist off. The bottom has the cream product and the top has a flip up lid with the topper shade. Comes a little plastic insert. This color, oh my goodness, really nice moussey lightweight texture. I cannot wait to try this. Like this under this or even under that. Stop it. Just stop it. Really beautiful. Kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury Mesmerize Eyes to Mesmerize pots, although these are a little more dense, just a touch more dense. Here is the topper shade. Nice texture. This isn't meant to be an eyeshadow, so the base is pretty transparent. This is meant to be applied as a topper, so that's what it looks like by itself. And if you were to apply this on the cream base, that's how it would look like. So it really has beautiful reflectivity. You could use this on any eyeshadow for that matter. If you have another cream shadow you want to play with, you could use that as well. The last one is number 12, Reflection. This is special because, oh, I didn't mention the recommended shelf life. Oh, sorry. Suggested shelf life for the pots is 6 months. Suggested shelf life for the glow sticks, however, can't find it. Can't find it. Special circumstances for Reflection, because usually, as you saw, the topper shade is lighter than the cream shade. The topper shade is actually darker, so you could really smoke it out. Ooh. So here is the cream base shade for number 12. We're looking at something a little more golden. Again, beautifully creamy texture. Adding a little more to the swatcher so you can see the color. Ooh, that's so nice. Here's the kicker. This topper shade, or I should just say shade. Look at it. Look how beautifully rich that appears. Oh my God. Stop everything. Oh, that's gorgeous. If you want, you could just do that. I want to do Soleil Neige first, if you don't mind, friends. I really want to get into this navy. With that said, let's go in with the ABH eye primer, which I have been heavily using. Gonna quickly carve. Oh my God, this is so freaking light. I put way too much, but it's fine. One thing I noticed about this wet dry formula from Tom Ford is that it's actually very easy to blend, to pat down. You could use several brushes with this formula and create different finishes. Now, if you have 01 Soleil Neige, we could apply this color on the lid, buff out with the black, or apply the navy. Definitely want to take the lightest shade with my Megeve pencil one and lightly just place that on the brow arch. Ooh, that's very pretty. Keep in mind the base is very light, so if this was maybe on a base that was closer to my skin tone, you could see the color better, but it's beautifully shiny. Like, gorgeous shade. I need to go in with this navy. So Megeve, build a 3. I'm gonna go first on the center of my lid. You know what? I'm gonna go with my fingers. I think this is the best way to get full-on color impact. Now, I remember as I was watching Michelle Wong's review on these quads as well as the tutorials, she mentioned that wearing these wet is not necessarily better, it's just a different effect. So you're still gonna have a beautiful sparkly finish even when you apply these dry. The only reason why I would suggest you wet them is if you want like a cleaner placement of it and you could better move the product around, but I think you're good with the dry finish. Here's what I wanted to show you. Black shade with my Megeve Crease Pro. Patting this down first to get the shadow on the lid, but look how easy it is to maneuver on the skin and to blend out. Weighing gas number 4. Nothing on the bristles, but here. Just blending out what we already have on the eyes. And you see that it blends out without any additional product. I might have had something on there, I don't know. I'm gonna wipe it now just to make sure. I will take some more of the black shade and just further buff that into my crease. I'm just patting down more color here because I want full on impact. Unfortunately, we did get a little bit of fallout, so if you want to avoid that, I would suggest you apply your shadows first before your face makeup, or just heavily bake so you can wipe away. In with this beautiful taupe shade onto the inner part of the eye, combining it with the blue, and I think that is just a gorgeous gradient. So pretty. Taking the blue again, lower lash line, a little bit of the black on the outer lower corner, pencil brush with the silvery taupe shade, taking my pencil brush and just lightly patting on the waterline. If you want to see it more shine from the navy, Builder 3 with some stick pleth right on the center. So that's going to make the blue pop off even more. As you can see, I'm grabbing more and really packing it on so you can see the blue pop off a lot more when it's wet. You could do the same with the black, so I popped into the black more on the outer V, and there you go. I'll wipe that off in a minute. Taking some of the light shade right on the inner corner and that is Soleil Neige. Number 2, Soleil et Lune. Alright, primed and ready to go with our ABH eye primer. I'm gonna go in right away with this green shade. I think we're gonna go all green. Let's do it. Using my finger, of course, and just press and pull. Press and pull. This is the best way I feel to apply these textures dry. Of course, when you wet the formula, you're gonna have a lot more shine and a lot more impact. I'm gonna darken you up a little bit. That's a lot better. That is a beautiful mint shade. Wangos number 4. With the gray shade, I'm gonna use that to smoke out the mint green. I feel we have to go in with the green wet because as I'm blending, the very top edges of the mint green is fading. But I love this gray though. Going in with the big kahuna, this is our Megeve Worker 2 MAC Thick Blush, and just put it on there. There we go. That is much better. I'm just patting so that I could get the most color payoff and most high shine finish. That's much better. Ooh. Megeve Pencil Pro with the mint shade on like the center, also getting a little bit on the waterline. Gray shade, same Pencil Pro. Outer V. Definitely going in with this beautiful bronze shade right here on the inner third. Also here on the lower inner third, using the beige on the arc of the brow. Just further refining here. Alright, I'm gonna clean up under my eyes, apply some falsies, and I'll be right back. I look complete on the lashes. I have, let me get the style, hold on. Ardell Naked Lashes in 421. Oh, well, we gotta do the flashlight. And here is how Soleil Neige looks with the light on it. You see the sparkles. And here is Soleil et Lune. It's so much better when the light hits it. You could really appreciate the reflectivity and dazzle of these shadows for sure. On the lips, I have a mixture of Natasha Denona's I Need a New lipstick colors in Noah and Michelle. And I also have Mel Thompson's new collab with Christian Odette, her lip liner in Smooches. Kelsey Brianna Bays Smooches. Simply gorgeous. I know these are very impactful looks, so let's go over this quickly. If you have the Soleil Neige, you could easily just place this color all over the lid, be done. You could carefully use the black as a liner, maybe just use it to lightly smoke the outer corner. Keep in mind, because these have some texture to them, that it's better to pat and then blend after. If you use a blender brush and go in blending right away, you will get fallout just because these shadows have a lot of texture when used dry. Now, I find the best way to apply the majority of these shades is with your finger in a press down method. Get that on the majority of your lid, and then again, be careful with whatever brush you decide to use to blend these shades out with. This shade will be beautiful maybe just as an accent lid color. You could maybe use the navy as like a lower lash line color, or maybe use the navy to smoke out the entire eye. Just put it on your lid, crease lower lash line, and you're good. Soleil et Lune is tough because you really have to use the mint. I feel if you're not going to use the mint, maybe the gray is worth spending $88 for. You could definitely use the gray maybe on top of the cream base from the Fleur Neige pot, and this will really pop off on that cream color. But I feel if you're not going to take advantage of the mint, if you're not going to take advantage of it and putting it on your lid, you could technically apply this on your inner corner. I think that'll be really beautiful as well, and use the other more neutral tones in this quad for the lid. Like, you could get away with that. If you're okay with only using the mint shade as an accent shade for $88, then that's on you. But I would just wear this eye like is. I think it's just so beautifully frosty, and especially the gray shade in the crease, it's just so beautiful. And of course, this is like New Year's Eve, every day, walk in the park, maybe walking Maddie. And despite the textures having a little bit of fallout, overall, these were very very easy to use. You saw how easy they are to use in terms of the different techniques you can use with them. You can pack them on the lid, you can blend them throughout the crease, you could pack them on the inner corner. You could do a whole lot with these textures, and despite them having the glitter particles in here, you can still wear it in the crease, and what that's going to do is just present a more of a glow look on the whole eye. Yes, people are just more comfortable applying mattes in their crease. I've been using a lot more textures in my crease, and I just really love the overall effect when you do that, because I just feel it adds more dimension to the eye look overall, and not just reserving those shiny textures for the lid, but you could put them anywhere on your eye, and I think it just looks marvelous. So let's get into Soleil Neige, maybe some of the pots, and I'll be right back. I decided to apply Too Faced Born This Way concealer in natural beige because I just feel sometimes the aviation looks very intense, but I thought it was appropriate for those two quads because I wanted those shades to really pop off. First, let's go in with this beautiful champagne shade. I'm gonna press that on the center of the lid. Look how beautiful that is all on its own. Isn't that gorgeous? We would just pop that on the lid and be done. What I want to do though, I want to take the bronze shade, Isam G34. I'm gonna slowly start, so see what happens when you use a blender brush with these textures. You will get fallout, but you know, it's par for the course. I'm gonna slowly start to break that through the crease. I love this shade. It's just beautifully bronze, but on the cooler neutral side, so it's not super warm and orangey, which is beautiful. I think very appropriate for this collection. So you see how easy it was to blend. You could use this all over the lid and make it just smokier all around, but that was very easy to blend. See that? Let's see if we could dust off the fallout. Unfortunately, it's stuck a little bit. See that? So I have to make sure that I just do my eye makeup first, or I have to be very careful, or just apply powder under the eyes so it could wipe off without leaving behind smudge. So Niji, build a 3 with the bronze shade, but now just patting down more on the outer V. Going in with that peachy shade, applying it dry on the inner part of the lid. Bring in some light. Oh, that's pretty. Bronze shade on the outer lower third. Shade we applied on the lid with our finger, now on the inner lower third. Light gold shade on the brow bone, and that same shade on the inner corner. Very nice. If we wanted to, we could take the topper shade from Fleur Neige and just pat it lightly on the center of the lid. That's pretty. What I really want to do, I want to see how this taupe color looks. I'm dying to know. Taking my Wayne Goss synthetic eyeshadow brush in a 26S, in with this beautiful taupe cream shade. Put it all over. Oh, that's gorgeous. Patting it down first, and then using the remaining on the brush to blur out the edges. Same brush, cream color on the lower lash line. I love how this looks. It's so beautifully taupey. Ooh! Taking a little bit of that topper shade, pressing it to the inner part of my eye. Oh, that's fun. What can we do? Should we go in with this shade? I want to know what it will look like. That shade or this shade from Soleil Neige. Just a little bit, just a little bit. So Niji, work or two. Pressing this just to the outer V and like a little bit on the lid as well. Why not? Just to bump up the effect. Also on the lower lash line. Taking a little bit of the black and just on the very outer edge of the lash line. Switching brushes, Sonia's Builder 1 with the same black shade. Just want to pick up a little more product and just place it right on the outer edge of my top lash. You know what? Better yet, let's wet. Since I winged it out a little bit, I'm now using my worker 2 to wing out further just so it can match up. Or I could just use my finger to just help blend that out. Alright friends, let's slap on these lashes and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the eyes. I had to switch my Ardell lashes because I lost the pair from the ones I had on the last look. So these are in 422. I love the bronze shade from Soleil Neige because it's so like beautifully neutral bronze, not too cool, not too warm. And the gray party we have on this eye, ain't that fun? And here we go. Look at the gray. See the topper shade on the inner lid? That's nice. The bronze eye though is pretty as well. Same lip combo from the last look, and here's a wide shot of both eyes. I know this is like very basic, but the tone of the bronze and just the other shades in this quad is just elegant, simple, and straightforward. You can't go wrong with this quad. I believe this is the number 3. You could put this shade all over the lid. You could put any of these shades alone on the lid as a spotlight color, and then use another matte or your bronzer or even your blush throughout the crease to add dimension. I love the gray. The gray is gorgeous. This pot, oh my god, I almost dropped that. This is a gorgeous color. It is so taupey and just it's very wintry fresh, don't you think? And then we patted down the gray shade from Soleil Neige, and I think it really deepened like that gray tone. And I actually added a little bit of the black from Soleil Neige on the outer lower V just to bring that point and bring in a lot more definition to the lash lines. And I think that's a great way to utilize the black in another way if you happen to have that quad. And the topper shade on the inner corner brings beautiful light and dazzling effect to the eye look. So we're liking how this is going. Absolutely. I do want to finish off this video with the last pot, which is Reflections, or just Reflection. Going in with the bronze shade, I know it's nothing special, but maybe we'll use the mint with the bronze, and we'll use the mint on the inner part of the eye just to do a little collaborative effort with all the items that we have that I purchased. My heart. And I'll see you back here soon, friends. Stay tight. Hold on tight. Stay tight. What does that mean? You're fired. Same Too Faced Natural Beige on the lid. I'm going to leave my concealer for after this look in case we have any fallout. I'll just then apply a fresh coating of it so I don't have to take off, apply, and reapply all over again. Going in with Reflection. Same Wayne Goss Synthetic 26S. A little bit of that cream shadow. Place it all over the lid. This appears a lot more like bronzy gold in person because of the lighting right now is making it appear quite cool. That's pretty. Applying it on the lower lash line as well. You could also apply these with your finger. I just insist on a brush because I feel these are fairly easy to use with the brush. Now keep in mind this is synthetic. You could probably use an undyed natural hair bristle with this formula as well. Now for the fun part. Taking my finger, I'm just gonna gently press that on the cream base. Oh, hello, excuse me. This is a hard pressed formula, so I'm not sure how successful you will be if you do use a brush. Hello, you're gonna focus on me. So let's say we went in with my Wayne Goss number 4, picking up that topper shade and then using it to blend throughout the crease. Lower lash line as well. Back in with Soleil et Lune with this beautiful, hello, you're gonna focus on me. Cherry Mastonage, Builder 3. Wetting. Press that on the inner part of the eye. You see the gold base still peeking through the center of the lid. That is what we want. I want to take the green shade and put it right here on the inner third. The brush is still slightly wet from our last application, so you could probably wet this more if you want more shine and more impact. This is a Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush. I'm using the same shade, but I'm placing it on the waterline. Sonage Blender Pro. No additional product, just smoothing out the edges of that topper shade. Alright friends, let's do that on the other eye and I'll be right back. Close-up of the look, friends. As you see, I applied the mint shade on the inner lower corner just to add a little bit of pap. Same Ardell lashes from the last look. I believe these are the natural lashes in style 422. And just so you could take a look on the lids. See that? And here is the flashlight. The topper shade has beautiful shine, as you see. And when you go on the lower lash line, you see the sparkle there as well. And here is the finished look. Same lip combo from the last 4 looks. What can I say? This pot is very easy to use. You could use the cream shadow alone. You could use barely there. You could use the topper shade maybe just as the outer corner smoke, or maybe just a whole lid smoke, or however you want to do it. A little bit of that smoky lash line bronze moment. Soleil et Lune matches my earrings. I thought I might show you another way to use the mint shade, especially if you bought the quad and you feel like if you don't use it on your lid, then you've wasted your money. You could use this shade in several ways, and that was my aim in filming this video. I know they're very expensive items. These are luxury items. Not to say that you have to buy these quads, you have to buy these pots. If you have similar colors and you're figuring out how to use them, if you have similar textures, you're looking for inspiration in how to mix these shades and textures together, how to get out of your comfort zone in combining these shades and creating different looks with them, thinking out of the box in terms of where you could put certain colors that you might not otherwise. For instance, the mint on the lower lash line, I think is a great way to incorporate the shade if you don't feel comfortable wearing it on your lid. I think using the cream shadows as a base, not only with the shade that matches it per se, but perhaps you can use the taupier shade, for instance, from Fleur Neige under a shade that's slightly different. Like maybe you could put this on top of the taupish gray, see what that does. Maybe you could put this on top, whatever you want to do. I think you just have to not be afraid to explore and just experiment, see what happens. If it ends up bad, then you know not to do it again. Overall, I'm very happy with this collection. I think the shades that were selected to be a part of this collection are just spot on. You have 3 different quads that speak to different moods. You have the navy that's sultry, that's smoky, that's evening appropriate, or even day if you're careful with how you use the shades. You have the bronze quad that's just everyday, office appropriate. It's not too much shine. I think you could get away with it in terms of using that bronze shade all over your lid. I don't think it's going to appear so smoky that people are going to wonder is like, did you come from a party or you're on your way to a party? I think it's just the right tones to have that daily smoke, again, while being daily smoke appropriate. And then the mint is like the fun quad, right? You have the other neutrals in there. You have that beautiful gray shade that's going to give you a gray smoke moment that's not so smoky black like traditional black, but this is so pretty to wear on its own. I love frosty shades, especially if you're my skin tone or deeper. When you get into these frosty tones, they're just so beautiful. It's like the eyes are icy, and I definitely feel it has like that winter vibe spot on for sure. So if you have the Soleil et Lune, the number 2, oh my god, let me know, and let me know how you use it, because I think this is such a fun color story in terms of this just being used on the lid, again, all over, however you want to do it. Like, you have so many opportunity in this little quad. And if you're like, Alicia, I need to stick with my neutrals, this is nothing to sneer at either. This is a beautiful quad. I mean, the tones in here are just outrageously gorgeous. Yes, I know it's typical beige and peach and champagne and bronze, but this bronze has like a pink reflect that I feel ties in the rest of the shades in here like heavenly. And then this is the party time quad for me. I mean, this is like going to the club, going to the New Year's party, the holiday party. Like, this is so appropriate for the season right now. Like, I can't even. And just to have a black that has shimmer in it, I just think it's such a easy way to add glam and sparkle without having to rely on glitter or another texture to layer on the shadow. It's all there in the formula. You just rely on the formula to give you the coverage, the color payoff, and it then provides the dazzle as well. It's foolproof. You can't go wrong with it. I don't want you to feel like you have to buy these quads. This is more so, you bought the quads, now what do we do? This is like a strategy video, if you will. Yes, I guess it's a review video as well, because I for myself was going over the textures. If you were thinking about buying it, I think you would love the quads. You have similar colors. Let's get cracking, right? Let's get into the similar shades that you have from other brands, from other eyeshadow palettes, other quads. Let's play with different textures, different colors. Let's combine them. Let's come up with some looks. One thing I would recommend from this collection, the glow sticks, for sure. These suckers are so beautifully formulated. My favorite one, it has to be the number 4 with the deeper tone highlighter and blush. I actually apply the highlighter on the cheekbone. I said, what the heck, let's do it. It looks so beautifully pinky toned as well, but light enough to serve as a highlight. It is simply gorgeous. And this shade is just so beautifully rich and plummy and wintry flush. It's the perfect tone for that cheek color that just looks like it, like my cheeks look in season. They certainly do. And you can build this up as you like. Again, it layers over powder beautifully if you rather powder first and then go in with this after, or just as well right on top of unset foundation or concealer or a tinted moisturizer or BB cream, whatever. If you don't wear makeup but you want the flush, this was my standout item out of all the items I purchased from this collection. I had to get another one because I was so impressed by Megeve that I had to do the Courchevel. And I just love the textures. They're foolproof to use. They're super expensive. Might I add, ridiculously expensive. Like $55 for cream, blush, and highlight. But you get a lot of product in here, and I just think they're travel friendly, they're lightweight, they're well protected. Like the caps have a strong snap on them, so that if they rock around in your makeup bag a little bit, they're not gonna dislodge, and then you're gonna have cream blush and cream highlighter on all of your compacts or whatever this comes in contact with. No, I think this is well constructed, beautifully designed, and I get excited. Like, I want to use this. I want to use it when I see it in my makeup bag, box, my shelf. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's do the glow stick. All the items are beautiful, but I feel if you're not comfortable with eyeshadow, like these types of eyeshadow textures, or you don't like cream shadows, or you don't like topper shades, get this instead. And I would get the number 4, the Courchevel, the ski resort in France. Definitely my favorite combination out of the 3. So again, friends, let me know if you picked up anything from Soleil Neige, what your favorite quad is, what your favorite pot is, what your favorite glow stick is, what looks you came out with, or any tips you wish to share with the fam. Let us know down below. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you in here again with another review, tutorial, demo, favorites list, or get ready with me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.